You know, AI assistants are amazing at talking, but what if they could actually do things for you? Well, today we're going to dig into a new protocol that's trying to make that a reality. It's called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short, and it might just be the secret key to turning your AI from a simple chatbot into a seriously powerful assistant.
Okay, so let's start with a frustration that I am sure you felt. You can ask your AI to write you a poem about, I don't know, a lonely toaster, and it'll do an incredible job. But the second you ask it to do something practical, like, hey, book me the cheapest flight to London next Tuesday, suddenly, it just hits a wall. So what's going on there?
And that right there, that's what we can call the AI action problem. See, at their core, large language models, the brains behind these AIs, are just phenomenal text generators. But they're kind of stuck inside a digital box. They can't reach out and, push buttons in the real world.
Yeah, this really lays out the gap perfectly. You ask for an action, booking a flight, but the LLM can only give you back information. It can tell you all about booking a flight, sure, but it has no way to actually connect to the airline system and hit that confirm button. It's all talk, no action.
So how do we bridge this gap? Well, the first piece of the puzzle is this really cool concept called the AI agent, and this is a huge step forward.
The easiest way to think of an AI agent is as a middleman. It's like the arms and legs for the LLM's brain. It's this specialized program that's built to interact with tools, to connect to websites, to go out and gather information. And then it uses the LLM's intelligence to process all that info, make smart decisions, and actually get a task done.
And this is where you really see the huge leap forward. I mean, we've had automation scripts for years, but they're rigid, right? They just follow a fixed path. An AI agent is totally different. It's like an automation script that can actually think. It doesn't just follow a pre-written recipe. It uses its LLM brain to understand your goal, pick the right tools for the job, and adapt on the fly.
Okay, so we have our AI agent. Problem solved, right? Well, not quite. The agent now runs headfirst into this brand new, massive problem. The digital world is, well, it's a total mess of different languages and rules.
And this is where our poor agent gets totally stuck. Every single service out there on the internet speaks its own unique language, its own API. Look at this. One airline wants the command one way, another wants it a completely different way. Now, just multiply that problem by millions of websites and apps. It is absolute chaos.
And that's it, right? This is basically the Tower of Babel problem, but for AI. For an AI agent to be truly useful, it would need to learn the custom-built, one-of-a-kind language of every single service on the internet. There's just no way. It's an impossible task. And this is where our hero comes in. This is where the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, steps onto the scene. It's designed to be the universal translator for this digital Tower of Babel. So, what is it? Well, you can think of MCP as a shared rulebook. It's a standard that basically says, hey everyone, instead of all of us speaking our own unique language, let's all agree to communicate in this one, simple, universal way. It provides the context that agents need to talk to any platform. And the real beauty here is just how efficient this is. The burden totally shifts. Instead of the AI agent having to learn a million different, complicated languages, it only has to learn one, MCP. And any service that wants to be used by AI just needs to offer up a single, standard MCP connection. It just simplifies everything. So what's actually in this universal rulebook? What does an MCP server actually tell an AI agent? Let's crack it open and take a look at its three core components. First up, you've got tools. Think of these as the verbs of the service. They're the actions, the doing words. For an airline, this would be things like search flights, create booking, or maybe check in. It's what the service can do. Next, we have resources. These are the nouns. This is all the information the service has, what it knows. This could be a file with all the airport codes, a PDF of the company's refund policy, or a list of frequently asked questions. It's the data the agent might need to make a smart decision.
And finally, and this is really clever, you have prompts. This is the wisdom. The person who created the service knows the absolute best way to interact with it, right? So they can provide these pre-written prompts that basically give the agent advice, saying, hey, if you want the best results from my search flights tool, you should ask for the info in this specific format.
All right, so we have the verbs, the nouns, and the wisdom. But how does the agent actually use them? How does it talk to the server and get things done? Well, the whole conversation happens using this really simple, lightweight protocol called JSON RPC. Okay, don't let the name scare you off. All it really means is that there's a standard, predictable way for the agent, which is the client, to ask the server to do something and get a response back. It's that simple.
So what this all boils down to is a really simple two-step handshake. The AI agent sends a totally standard request, and the MCP server sends back a totally standard response. It's clean, it's predictable, and most importantly, it's universal. And what's cool is that MCP is super flexible about how this whole conversation happens. It can work locally, right on your own computer, which is really fast and simple for development. Or it can use the standard web protocol, HTTP, to connect to services anywhere in the world, just like your web browser does.
This quote from the source material it nails it. MCP isn't the agent itself, and it's not the tool. It's the context. It's that shared understanding that makes the whole connection between them possible in the first place.
And that, right there, is the payoff. MCP is the bridge that finally crosses that action gap we saw at the very beginning. It's what allows an AI to go from being just a conversationalist to being a true assistant. It's the protocol that could finally let us say, book me a flight, and have it just happen.
So, I'll leave you with this thought. Just imagine a world where every single app, every website, every service, they all speak this one universal language. What kind of complex, incredible tasks could a truly intelligent agent accomplish for you then? The possibilities, they're pretty staggering to think about.